All right. Before we come to you, Barrister Young, let me come to you, Dr. Okene. This request by SERAP saying if the government does not do anything about it, they are going to court. They have always said that. Kingsley is laughing, but it's the truth. They've always said that. But here is the concern. Falana, while speaking on the same subject yesterday, said that by law, maybe Barrister Young will look at that a bit, Betta Edu had committed an attempt to felony is a crime. It has been established as a crime. And that she should apologize to Nigerians. While we're talking about there is about 40-something billion that the NCIPA national coordinator is being investigated on as we speak. There is the 72 million that she budgeted for a trip to Lokoja, whereas a 3-hour trip from Abuja could solve that issue. And now, let's talk about her attitude towards all of this, that people are trying to defame her. If the accountant general have come out to say, listen, I did receive a request for over £500 million naira to be transferred into private account. What exactly, looking at Falana's position now, what exactly is Betta Edu trying to talk about being defamed if there are memos being circulated with her signature on it?
I want to look at this from a very broad perspective.
Okay.
By training, I am trained to look at things, think outside the box.
Okay.
And well, Nigerians have a right to be angry that even 1 kobo of public fund is being wasted at this time when Nigerians are going through a lot and suffering a lot. There's so much poverty and anguish in the land. So that is very correct. But with respect to what is happening in this ministry, I have some concerns, really. It is possible that she committed the crime and is grandstanding. Criminals can be hardened. Let's assume so. It's also completely possible that she's innocent. And by law, I am not a lawyer, but I know that you cannot declare anybody guilty until the person have actually been proven to be guilty. You cannot ask somebody to, once you make that apology, it's already an admission that you committed an offense. And
there is a document.
Yes.
That Megden Oluwatoyin, the Accountant General of the Federation,
yes,
admitted to receiving from Dr. Betta Edu's ministry, authorized, approved by her, to transfer 580-something million into a private account.
Good.
Now, that is against the law. Dr. Betta Edu has been a commissioner in Cross River State. This is not her first time into government quarters.
Now, these are some of the reasons why I have a lot more doubt and skepticism over this whole thing. She is not new to public office, so she should know the protocols for procurement and all that. And then the other thing that beats my imagination is why was the document leaked? How was it leaked? To what intent? Those are questions I'll be asking myself. Why the same minister? How many cases in a very short period? Is this a targeted attack? If this government is so sincere and so corrupt-free, then it would have been that other ministries are all shining, everything is working well, and this one crazy case is attracting everybody's attention. But we know that there's so much corruption everywhere. So why is it that she's having all this attention within this short period? Those are questions I want to ask myself.
Okay.
So we'll have more questions.
If I would jump in on this one, it's a very interesting scenario you have painted, Doctor.
Yes.
But, I seem to have a little bit of a background with Betta Edu.
Okay.
Okay.
My stint in Cross River State while she was commissioner.
Okay.
And as commissioner for health, at some point she also manned an aspect of the humanitarian part of it.
Okay.
In the COVID lockdown year, 2020.
So we learned, yeah.
And without any shadow of doubt, Dr. Betta Edu was a standout commissioner.
Okay.
In the cabinet of former Governor Ben Ayade.
Okay.
Standout, head and shoulders, far ahead of every other commissioner who was appointed. I would say herself and the Commissioner for Information who quit when the governor cross-carpeted to the APC. But then, bring it here. You have said, in your response to Vivien, it's not as though other ministries are free of corruption. So why then is the issues around Betta Edu's ministry being put under the magnifying glass? It's a bit weird because I'm thinking, even if everybody else is stealing, should everybody steal? No, the deal here is,
okay.
first off, as better I do come out to say, I did not sign that document. The stamps on it are forged. These documents did not emanate from my office. We have not heard any of that. All that is being said is they are hounding our daughter. They are victimizing our daughter. To what end? To what intent? We're wondering who is the victimizer, as it were. You know, it's absurd. A few weeks ago, we have the issue of a former minister under then President Olusegun Obasanjo, who was in the eye of the storm. And the former president came out to say, none of those documents emerged from my office. I definitely did not sign that document. If there's a signature on it that is mine, it is forged, and I'm willing to come and give testimony with regards to the documents I signed under this project. He confirmed awareness of the said project, but said he did not sign such documents as presented by the fellow who was under scrutiny. So here in this case, why are Nigerians quick to say Betta Ijedu is being hounded unjustifiably when she has not been able to prove to us that the documents were not signed by? I mean, a simple statement of saying, I don't know about those documents, pretty much turns the table. So I'm wondering why you think it is victimization.
I am not.
Even if
I am
everybody else is
not.
thinking.
Now, I'm not conclusively saying it's victimization, but I am saying we have to look at it from other backgrounds. Now, one of her media assistants have said that money was actually released. The Accountant General said it was not released. But I know that following administrative protocol, the Accountant General is not a private employee of the minister, and she, in her place, can say, look, these are not the things that are supposed to be done, and internally those things will be corrected. The other problem that I am also looking at is that ministry has been notorious for some time. It was the same ministry that was feeding people, feeding children during the COVID, and spent so much money. It was one of the worst ministries under the Buhari regime in terms of corruption. So is it that there's an entrenched group creating this problem within the ministry? And again, administratively, a minister does not generate those documents. There are a lot of protocols before those things will get to her. People will vet, there are internal auditors and all that. And the minister will be told, these are the things that are done. These are the things, okay, this is the way it has always been done. And she will sign. So is it that it is her case, or it is, in fact, that's why I'm feeling that a proper investigation at the end of the day will unearth the whole thing. Not just the investigation of what this case is, but the protocols of the ministry before